The Out of Focus guys.
So, it's been a long time. How long's it been, Roger?
Like
months and months and months.
Probably close to a year, maybe.
Not quite. Because we had already hit a couple shows last summer.
But we didn't talk about them. I think our last show was Floyd Fest, and we never talked about it.
Yeah, could be.
And that was July, I want to say.
Anyway, we're the Out of Focus guys. This is Nick.
And Roger.
And we have our special guest, Mike, with us. Mike, say hello to the people of the world.
Hello, world.
All right, so we are here to talk about tunes. We're going to get into a few different things this time. This episode, we're going to recap a few shows that we went to last summer, one of which Mike was along with I with him, whatever. We had a pretty good time, so we'll talk about some of that. Roger did get to see his Texas Hero.
Wait, I think we already talked about that, actually.
No, we didn't.
Did we not?
No, not Paul Calthan, not Khalil, none of that stuff.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about a few of those things. We're going to get into a little bit. We'll kind of see where the road takes us on this one.
We got to get our feet wet again.
Yeah. But anyway, if you're listening this far already, we appreciate it. As tradition says, we need to crack a beer. So we're going to go ahead and do that and start talking about some tunes. Mazel tov.
Yep.
All right, so let's recap some of the shows that we hit last summer before we start talking about the other kind of topic I want to get into. Actually, you know what? I'm going to back up just a little bit. So we do have our first guest, our special guest, Mike, with us. Mike does, of course, enjoy the beer, and Mike does also enjoy tunes a great deal. In fact, Mike and I work together, and he is the only other person. Actually, if you are walking around and you hear tunes in the vicinity, it's coming from Mike. Doesn't matter what else is going on. Tunes are coming from Mike. Now, it's kind of funny, too, because we work with a couple of people that are a little bit younger.
Your clients?
Yes. Well, no. Like other people that are on our staff.
Oh, staff. Okay.
And one of them knows tunes very well. The other one does not. We call him
Dipshit.
There we go. Nice. and don't get me wrong, I love everybody that we work with in our department, but it is kind of funny because Dipshit will be like, is this Guns N' Roses? Is this Led Zeppelin? And be like, get the fuck back in your hole.
Go to your room.
Yeah. So Mike has a pretty unique compared to you and I. He's got a different road that brought him to music. So and Mike's done like cooler shit than we have. He's met like way more important people. Okay, between you and I maybe have played music for people that I've written, but you've played for tens of thousands of more people than I ever will. So, Mike, can you like just kind of humor me for a minute? What music do you remember getting into the earliest?
The earliest. Oh, probably the hair bands.
Ah, yes. Butt rock.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, probably the first two bands that I really fell in love with was probably Bon Jovi and
Hell yeah.
Def Leppard. And then it went from there into the 90s, and then, of course, with the 90s, it was all grunge.
Right.
All grunge.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Here's kind of the interesting thing. So, Roger and I are obviously both from the Northwest. And Mike has not been to the Northwest
Yeah.
yet. And when we met, he was like, "Oh, you're from Seattle, so like the home of grunge and all this stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, it's all right." He's like, "Man, I still want to go there." I'm like, "The fuck for?"
No, you don't. No, you don't. Maybe if you had a time machine.
Yeah,
Not-
maybe.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So, but that was something that we kind of connected on right away when I first came to Virginia, was just talking about tunes and that kind of thing, and your affinity for Seattle culture.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was, I tell you, high school days. I'm a few years older than you guys, and my high school days, of course, being in the early 90s, the good old MTV days, I fell in love with Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden, and especially Pearl Jam, and
Right.
yeah, so
And STP's your number one, right?
STP is definitely
Oh,
my
nice.
number one. They're my favorite band of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, finally got to see them last summer.
That's right. So, and I was going to one of the other things that's kind of pivotal with understanding this kind of this episode and stuff like that too. What is the first show that you went to? First
Well-
band that you saw live?
The first band I ever saw live was my senior year in high school. I saw Little Texas country music.
Oh, Little
Okay.
Texas. Okay.
And then the group that I was hanging out with in college, that was their big thing, was country music. So we used to go to Jamboree in the Hills in Ohio every summer, and it was considered the Super Bowl of country music. Over 100,000 people and so many different acts. And I was like, yeah, I enjoy it, but I would much rather
Oh, yeah.
go
Yeah.
and see some rock, you know.
Sure.
So.
Okay. So tell me about how you went from like hair bands and like grunge to playing the shit out of the trumpet for thousands of people.
Oh, well, I almost become a music major. My brother was a music major. He's a band director, and I always loved jazz music, and I almost went into into trumpet performance, and found out actually the assistant director of bands at my university talked me out of it. He said, "You'd be miserable," because I wanted to be this screaming high note trumpet player, and they said that's not what you're going to get taught. And I was like, okay, fine, then I'll go into something else. But yeah, I enjoyed it during college. I was in a marching band that had over 400 people, and I did jazz ensembles with my university, and you know, I pretty much taught myself. I taught myself how to play trumpet, and I was going up against a lot of other music majors that were actually in the programs and everything like that, and they had all the technical training, and I would go into some room at 1 o'clock in the morning and just scream the shit out of the trumpet until I learned, and that's how I did it, and I loved it for a while. I did, and then, but just like time, you know, once I was out, and 20 some years later, I finally put it down. Yeah.
But now, I don't want to pun very much intended. I don't want to toot your horn for you, but it's not like you didn't. It's not like you didn't do a couple things along the way, right? Like you've played for presidents. You got to meet James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So last year, I think we talked about this show, right? We went down to Virginia Tech and got to see Metallica at Virginia Tech. That's a big deal, right? Mike has his own experience at Virginia Tech. You want to tell that story?
Sure.
Okay, killer. Because I'm going to make you fucking tell it anyway. So,
Well, we usually traveled. University traveled with the football team to at least one or two away games a year, and we were down there in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, and the band went, and it was Thursday night football game on ESPN, and they don't like us very much, our school, and we sure as heck don't like them.
right.
So it's a really hostile crowd, and when we came on for halftime, they just started booing.
And how big is that crowd, by the way?
Now it's over 70,000. Back when I was there, it was about 60.
Dang.
About
Just
60.
60,000 people who don't fucking like you.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we were down for halftime, and that particular show, I had 3 different solos, and the last solo that I had, they mentioned my name up on the PA. These like featuring soloist Mike, and the student section started booing. Yeah. And there I am. I'm standing at attention with my trumpet. I'm starting to shake. It unnerved me to no ends. Unnerved me to absolutely no ends.
No pressure.
Yeah. And even the staff was on the sidelines, and the assistant director came up to me, and he's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, yeah. So we started playing, and what happens is that the marching band splits up, and they go separate ways to the separate 20-yard lines. And I'm stuck there on the 50-yard line by myself. Oh. And you start the solo. Okay. And it was I'd say about a minute and a half, a Latino, just high playing and everything like that. And I can honestly say for this one, I'm not. They usually say trumpet players are the most arrogant people out there. I'm not arrogant.
Clearly, they've never met any drummers.
yeah. And that's just my nature. I'm not an arrogant person, because I've never had any kind of like real official training playing or anything like that. So I always felt like I was a step lower than anyone. But anyways, I played the solo, and I nailed the absolute living shit out of this thing. And the band came back together, just 400 people just going nuts. And then at the end, I got a standing ovation.
Oh shit!
And but when I went off the field, we marched off the field. I was getting, people pat me on the shoulder and everything. I'm like, thank you. And I went to the closest bathroom to Tech's locker room. And I knew there was a bathroom, one little door and a corridor, and I walked in and just puked to no ends afterwards, and went back and sat back down and enjoyed us losing the second half of that game. No. That was the years of Michael Vick.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
okay,
yeah, but that was an experience.
That's a cool experience. That's pretty
well,
awesome.
You had another one that you told me before where you played for George W. Bush, right?
Yeah.
And he gave you a nod.
Yeah, we were up in the rafters, and after that one was kind of unnerving too, because they had all the big news cameras there, like CNN, Fox News, BBC was there, and they turned those lights up on the cameras and the lights up on the rafters, because
where was this at?
This was in my town, okay, at the university, and they had a little band to play for George W. Bush when he was running for president, and I was nervous as all get out, and very fortunately in that one I did a pretty good job too. And then afterwards he was going around shaking hands, and he came up to the band. He couldn't get up there, but he was waving, and he pointed and said, "Nice job." And I was, "What? Who, me?" And I turned around and I looked, and he's like, "Yeah, you, good job." And I was like, "Oh my God."
Wow.
And I couldn't sleep the whole night afterwards. I was just like, and it was a pretty neat experience. And I really appreciate, with the trumpet, I did get some really awesome experiences throughout my entire collegiate life. And I really appreciate it. I really do.
What's interesting too is that you remember them from your collegiate career.
Yeah, I remember. Well, there's plenty other faded kind of memories there. Well, they're shaky, but I really appreciate it.
I remember them because of court documents.
Yeah. But it was a great time. But it's not my true love. I mean, I love jazz and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to be Maynard Ferguson my entire life, but he's a great jazz trumpet player that I got to see 16 times in concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, got to walk him out to his bus once, and I loved him like a grandfather and barely even talked to him. But now my true love is went on to other things.
So let me ask you this. So you grew up in like southern West Virginia. Right. Banjos and all that kind of shit, right? Like,
hey, sis, are you awake?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. That's foreplay in West Virginia.
How did you end up at jazz?
It was a lot of it was my brother, because he was going into that music route, and I wanted to listen to a bunch of trumpet stuff, but I wanted to see what was out there. So I had a band director and other people, including my brother, that would mention names of certain artists that they thought that I would like. So I started looking them up and started buying cassettes, and that's before the internet years. And
a long time ago.
Oh yeah. And pretty much it turned out that I got introduced to Maynard Ferguson, and Maynard Ferguson, jazz trumpet player, he got his claim to fame by winning a Grammy for Going to Fly Now with the first Rocky movie.
Oh, okay.
And he was the guy that did pretty much, he turned that into a huge success and won a Grammy. And that's how I got introduced to him. And
because I find that to be a really interesting change of trajectory. You're in West Virginia, and you've got hair bands and grunge, and then jazz doesn't generally fit into that secession.
It doesn't.
Sweet. So this might be an interesting spot to kind of transition then, if unless you got anything else you want to add there real quick.
No.
Okay. So it's kind of funny. I don't remember exactly how we got talking about it. I think we were talking about it happened because one of the bands that you really dig is Chevelle.
Yeah.
Right. And I came to work one day and I was like, hey, Chevelle's going on tour and they're actually playing in Maryland. You want to go? And you were like, well, yeah, maybe. And we kind of like kicked it back and forth for a couple months. Yep. And then eventually it was like, hey, we should probably figure this out because this Boardwalk Rock Festival or whatever, which they're going to try and make a big thing every year or some shit. This Boardwalk Rock Festival, we ended up getting tickets and skipping what's supposed to be a major obligation at work.
Yes. And we heard about it too.
And you actually, I think you're the one that went to the big boss and said, my bad.
Yeah.
So you were kind enough to take that one on the chin for both of us.
Yeah.
And then you got punished again when we showed up to the hotel that I picked and went, okay, maybe this place isn't as good as it looked online. But so we ended up going to see Chevelle.
Yeah.
At Boardwalk Rock, which is kind of cool because that was the first time I've ever been to like a huge show on the beach. Like you've got, a shit ton of people. Like that was what 70,000 people roaming around.
Yeah.
Over 3 different stages, I think, and a really fucked up transit system that's busing everybody into the show and all that crap. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time.
But, 3 major stages, and I don't fucking remember how many bands. It's supposed to go over 2 days. We only went to 1. But that was a cool little trip, and getting to see... who else did we see? We saw Chevelle, and we were pretty close for that one.
Yeah.
We saw Rob Zombie.
Which that was a great show.
Yeah, and Roger's a huge fucking fan of Rob
I'm
Zombie.
a huge Zombie fan.
And they took over at the very last second. It was for Alice in Chains.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
I remember
because
telling me about that.
Alice in Chains took over for Motley Crue. Motley Crue was originally on that bill.
Yeah.
And then Vince Neil, vocal cords, I don't know.
And then Alice in Chains' drummer had some kind of medical emergency.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that was a pretty interesting ad, to...
That's a kind of a big last-minute ad.
Yeah, because and I think Rob Zombie, I think he talked about it just a tiny bit really quick. They hadn't played live for a little while, and it was just like, oh fuck, here we go. But it's not like Rob Zombie hasn't been doing it,
exactly,
for a while,
for 30, 40 years
well,
since the 80s.
I think he's 61 now.
He just turned 60. Just had a birthday. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it was interesting too because he had one song. He's like, okay, we're gonna play something that is like 30 years old, and I don't even remember which song it was, but big hit from back in White Zombie before even Dragula and all that. Rob Zombie shit. But that was a really good show. I'd never seen him before. He brings it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. But again, seeing, being in that environment, being on the beach with the Atlantic Ocean right next to you, that's a totally different experience for me.
Yeah. A lot of hard walking, man. I tell you,
Yeah.
to get up to that stage in that sand.
That's kind of the funny thing that we've talked about before too, is like you get a little older, and you're like, it's been a long time since I've gone to a show. I'm going to go to a show. Go, check this band out or go check that out. And then like when you get home, you're like, fuck. Yep. It's not as easy as it used to be.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
But walking through all that sand and all that shit.
I got the first round of beers there. I bought 2 beers for both of us each. And the first round was $68.
Yeah. So I will say, we don't have to get into who you work for, but Roger and I are kind of lucky when we went to a couple festivals last year. He works for a beer company, and that saved us a lot of money. Lot of money.
Tickets and the beer.
Tickets
were provided, and the beer was definitely provided.
That was pretty fortunate. But we
heaven.
Yeah.
And we were pre-funking in the parking lot before we even went over. But I think we were getting the first round of beers and we were listening to Extreme.
Oh, God.
Which is kind of funny. So even
Extreme.
Going to a festival, we saw them. We saw Bush for a few minutes.
And we were like, okay.
Fuck it. Now we can say we saw Bush from a distance. That's enough for me.
The Flyleaf was playing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember if we actually saw them or not, though.
They were just setting up on that small stage, and we're getting ready to get started, I think.
Flyleaf was on that bill. We got to see the Struts. We ran over back to that stage that we had been at, so I could see the Struts for the one song I wanted to see them for.
Yeah.
We never got to see Everclear. Everclear would have been kind of cool.
Oh, that would have been a cool one. Yeah.
One of the things that was interesting for me too, because we went to a couple festivals last year, and I think I've kind of reached this determination of like, if you're going to go to a festival, and this is just me, all right, you guys might agree or disagree, but if I'm going to go to a festival, I just need to go with no fucking expectations. Like, it was, the band that we got to see at the end of the night was Def Leppard, which was pretty cool because,
great.
You've been listening. Well, number one, they're spot on, and they fucking should be because they've been at it for how many decades.
What was really impressive for me was the lead singer. I forget
Joe Elliott.
Yeah, he has been doing that for years and years and years, and you could hear him every once in a while struggle a little bit when it was getting into the upper range, but it was
still did it.
Yeah, he was still doing it, and it was impressive.
You know what's interesting to me, and I don't care if we get a little bit of hate for this, there's people who have been doing it for half the amount of years or less, and they still get caught lip syncing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, these motherfuckers did this for, they've been doing it for decades, and did it in decades where you were supposed to do it alongside a lot of other shit to a great excess.
Yeah.
And not everybody's been able to come away with that or from that successfully, for sure, right? Like, a lot of people have fallen one way or the other on those kinds of situations. But to see someone do that for that many decades and still be able to do it with no fucking lip syncing, again, I'm not going to mention names, but there's some people that could go do the Super Bowl halftime show or the national anthem and not fucking lip sync it.
Yeah.
All I'll say. But we had a good time.
Yeah.
And then we drove, I don't know, an hour away from Ocean City, and I was like, yeah, this hotel is going to be totally fine. And then it was a shithole.
Yeah. I honestly thought when I got out of your car, because we had separate rooms, you were on the other side, and you let me out on the one side with the luggage, and there were 3 very burly,
individuals,
shady looking fellas, and I was like, well, if I die tonight, at least I died happy.
Good luck, Mike. Have a good time.
And I waved at him, so I was like, what's up, fellas?
I'll tell you what, Wendy's has never tasted so good at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I ate that Baconator at a Baconator. Oh, man, as soon as I ate that Baconator, I passed out.
Yeah. So that was a good time. I'll just make a brief mention. We got to go see Kaleo down in Roanoke, which I was pretty excited for.
That was really cool, actually, because it was a tiny, tiny venue.
Yeah.
It was actually so tiny, it didn't even, I guess, sell out or come close to selling out.
Close,
they
which
canceled
is
our
weird.
seats.
Yeah. We got to sit closer.
They closed the whole upper balcony and moved everybody closer. We moved up to, we were what, 20 rows back?
Yeah, which we still should have. There was some resistance in my thinking of, hey, we should just go move closer.
Yeah.
But we totally could have. And it's crazy because, like I force-fed you Kaleo actually on the way back from that show in Ocean City. Because I remember showing you and you were pissed that this guy's like, just a little over 30 years old, and the voice that he has is like, It's got way more years behind it. But to see a band that's got to play like the Roman Colosseum, and sells out Red Rocks, all the time and shit like that, and one of my favorite bands, and there's like maybe a couple hundred people in the venue, like
I think the venue we looked it up. I think it held 2,500 people, and it wasn't even close to being halfway full.
Yeah, and it was weird. And I will say it's not my favorite time having seen Kaleo. Like, got a set list that was cool, and the openers weren't too bad. We met the Junius, I think, who opened from him, another dude from Iceland, which was kind of cool.
He actually came out to his. He said, "Hey, if you guys want to meet me, I'm going to be at my merch booth."
Yeah, and he was pretty funny too.
Yeah, he was super funny.
Yeah,
guy.
Like even though they opened, they did. Get nothing against openers. I've been there, but did a really good job engaging, especially with such a small audience. It's not giving you a lot of energy, because the other thing too is that's all seats, and that to me that limits the kind of energy that you can get. Yeah. So, but yeah, Junius was killer. And,
he did really good.
And then there was a smaller band from New York that played next.
I wasn't a big fan of them.
That personally wasn't probably a great fit, but they did the job, and that's a killer opportunity for them. So points to them for that. But then with Kaleo, I got to say I was a little disappointed, only because it seemed like, let's go ahead and get this thing done. Yeah. They still sounded great.
It's a filler, right? It was a filler. They're on tour. We're heading through that area. Yeah. We can make a couple grand here. So, let's go ahead and stop.
But they're probably never going to work with that promoter ever again. Yeah. Because that was just way...
And that's... I've been saying that. I'm surprised at some of the big names that come through here. Like Kaleo. That, I can't believe they, played for that many people. And, I got to see Whiskey Myers for the same amount of people.
Right.
It's a huge band, just as big as Kaleo, if not maybe even bigger. How do they do that?
About that?
Check their Spotify ads. I'm pretty sure it is.
Let me ask you this. Does Whiskey Myers have anything that's been played over 1 billion times?
Yeah, they do the soundtrack in Yellowstone.
Oh, okay.
So, boom.
Yeah, and what's interesting, too, is, I don't know if you ever see this, but, when I go up and down, 81, the freeway out here, I see tour buses.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
And of course my curiosity is who the fuck's driving through here? You must be coming from Pittsburgh or something, because you ain't anywhere close to D.C. really. I mean, it's an hour and a half, but it's the wrong freeway.
They're heading to North Carolina is what it is.
Maybe,
a bigger concert area there.
But there's through this corridor, there's not much in the way of venues.
Well, once you get up into 81 there, you're heading towards New York City, so...
That's true.
Oh, that's true,
yeah. But it's not like there's many stops between here. There's, I think August Burns Red was playing in Harrisonburg. I think that was on a recent tour for them. And I was like, oh shit, might go, that's an hour south. But there's not a whole lot out here. There's not much off the 81 corridor. So it was surprising that Kaleo was even playing Roanoke. Probably won't ever play it again.
No, I don't think so.
Unless something crazy happens.
The only reason we really got Metallica was because of
Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Right? But again, you cherish the shit out of that kind of situation.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, I mean, their big thing is that their football team comes out.
Yeah. Right,
Enter Sandman.
Well, and it was super funny, too, because at the end of that show, they had not played Enter Sandman. They started an intro with it, right?
Yeah.
But...
They did a little teaser.
Yeah. Because that was the thing. Everybody's like, are they going to open with it? Are they going to close with it? Are they going to open with it? Are they going to close with it? Who the fuck knows? Are they going to encore with it? What's going to happen? And then, I'm sure we talked about this in the previous episode, but then it was like...
Oh, yeah.
All right. They hadn't played it yet, and all right.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
I said good night.
Yep. That's it.
What are you guys waiting for?
Yeah, why isn't anybody leaving?
It was really cool.
Oh, right. We got another song we're supposed to play. That's right. And then
It was really cool.
and it's kind of funny too.
Very
Everybody's
cool.
like, I heard there was an earthquake right after.
Oh, yeah.
Like, well, I mean, you get 70,000 people jumping up and down at once. You're going to get some kind of seismic activity, but I don't know if I call it an earthquake. That's for people out here who have never experienced a fucking earthquake.
And I do not want to experience one.
Oh, it's
they're
not
not
that
that
bad. No, it's kind of like being really drunk.
Kinda,
Everything
actually,
else
yeah.
is moving, not you.
It just happened so fast. You're just like, what just happened? And so, it's over by the time you realize what's happening.
Yeah. Like other experiences in your life.
No comment.
So, so Roger, what else? We did Floyd Fest, right? Or well, actually, before we talk about Floyd Fest, because I know it was a bigger deal. What was the other one that we hit? Down in Martinsville.
Rooster Walk.
Rooster Walk.
I think did we not talk about Rooster Walk?
I
Yeah, we
don't-
did. We did.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Well, we can talk about it again real quick. So we did get an interesting collection of music in that situation. Saw some smaller bands. Who was the big headliner that we got to see?
Trampled by Turtles.
Travels by
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
that
really
name.
really cool show. I actually
Yeah.
just pulled it up on YouTube. The show from Rooster Walk.
Oh,
and
really?
showed Caitlin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Did you find yourself?
We looked. That's why I actually was. I was looking to see. if we were able to see, ourselves, but no, there was no good
It's
shots.
probably hard to see through all the smoke.
It was dark too when they were on. So
No, it didn't start out that way.
It didn't start that way.
They had
But
a decently long set, at least an hour.
from what I was watching, the section that I watched, it was all dark.
Oh yeah.
So I told Kit, I was like, "This might be us right here. This might be."
Okay, so other than Rooster Fest,
Yeah,
Or Rooster Walk. I'm sorry. Have you looked at the bill for this year at all?
Yes, actually, I did.
Anybody that we know? Because there was a bunch of shit on that bill that I did not know. But I also kind of found too, like, that's kind of maybe a cool fit for festivals. Is like,
Yeah.
Go to a festival, get a couple drinks, meet some people, whatever, like have a good time, but don't go with like, I need to see this band.
Yeah,
I need to see
yeah.
This band, because
There's a shit ton. There was like 30 bands.
something like that. We got to see some cool reggae.
Yeah. We did. I mean,
There was that other local gal that we had name dropped in a previous episode.
Doe Eyes.
Doe Eyes, that's
Yeah,
right.
She was really good.
Yeah. There was the party band that we've seen from Chicago. Sneezy.
I
yeah.
actually showed Caitlin some of that too. Some of
Yeah.
their stuff from that Rooster Walk. They were a fun band.
Yeah. They put on a show.
Yeah, exactly. They were good showmen.
Fucking weird, but they were like they had a good time. They made sure people were having a good time. And that's what that's all about.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good fit for festivals.
That was a festival band. 100%.
Yeah, totally.
Yep. But for this year's, Yarn is coming back, which is cool. You didn't get to see them. I didn't get it. That was one of the bands I wanted to see really bad, but they
Different
ended up-
day, right?
Yeah, they were on I think Thursday, and we had to work, so we didn't get to go to that.
Right.
But this year they're playing on Saturday, I believe. They're coming, and then there's one more band. I think. Oh, actually, I ended up looking up some of the headliners, and man, one of this guy. I don't remember the name of the band, but it's the headliner, and the dude's got an awesome voice. Like it's
But without knowing who it is, that doesn't do us a whole lot.
Well, I can
So-
find it
no, I'll
if
find
you
it. I
want me
got you.
to.
I got you.
Something about the bones, like and the dead bones or something like that.
Okay, I'll take a look. While I'm looking at that, let's talk about you getting to see your hero from Texas.
It was pretty amazing.
So let's talk about it.
St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Okay, there you go.
That's who it was. The guy
Yeah.
who got an awesome voice. Very old-timey, very cool band. I'm excited to see them. But anyways, Paul Calthin. That was super cool. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this.
No, we didn't, and we didn't do an episode talking about Khalil or Paul Calthin, any of that stuff at the last part of summer. It's been that long.
Dang.
Let's stick to my memory, not your fucking memory, okay?
Anyways, it was super cool. I mean, we get there, right? And
Oh, okay.
we're
Let's give a little bit of setting or context for Floyd Fest. Floyd Fest is a big deal in the middle of fucking nowhere.
yes, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
right, huge. You can camp, and it's a 4-day or 5-day festival.
Something like that. It is the only thing going on in that little bit of
and
nothingness in the
it
middle
started
of
on
Virginia.
some dude's farm, right?
Right.
And it just grew, kind of it's honestly really cool.
Who else did we get to see at that?
The original Whalers.
Yeah, the original
Yeah, that was
Whalers. That
really
was pretty cool.
And actually, there's a story to go with that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, anyways, we get there and we're just hanging out. We meet up with Harrison, get some beer with him, and shoot the shit or whatever.
It's not the worst thing to show up at a music festival and have your buddy's buddy from work show up and be like, "Oh, here's a bunch of drink tickets." Like, thank you, sir.
He's like, "Well, actually,
we'll see you at the next festival."
Actually, no, he hung out with us.
I know. He's
the
super
next
chill
festival I went to. Oh man, he literally.
Too much.
Oh, dude, I ended up puking that night. Harrison hung out with us the entire day, and our table that we sat at was right next to our booth. So it was literally like I could be sitting and be like, "Hey, fill my beer for me."
Yeah,
that ended up bad.
Yeah,
but anyways.
Well, because the beer that we're drinking from your company is not light beer.
Exactly. But and we're there all day, right?
Right, and it's hot.
Yeah. But so we get there and it's cool. We're just walking around, and it takes us a while to like even get into the place, right? Because it's so big, you got to walk down a big ass hill.
Oh, well, not just that, they have like security checks when you're pulling your car in.
They actually searched our car. They search the car when you get in there because you can camp there, and they don't want people bringing in alcohol.
Not just that, they don't want anybody upsetting the hippies.
Exactly.
Which is kind of a funny thing because it's like it's almost like we're checking to make sure you have tie dye or something with
we
Grateful
almost
Dead
got
logo.
Turned away, right?
Yeah.
But so we get there and we're just hanging out, watching some of the bands. And there's 5 different stages, I think, and so we go and kind of just check out each stage. We're not really
figure out where the merch is at, where's the food, where's the beer.
Exactly. We're just kind of scoping the place out, and we're like, all right, what time is Paul Calton coming on? And I'm like, all right, he's on. I think it was like 5 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
let's see, Paul Calton, okay, playing the main stage, no shade, hottest point of the fucking day.
Yeah.
Okay,
right in the middle.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're up on the really cool bar. I don't remember what it was called.
I don't remember.
Somebody's Jägermeister's bar or
no,
something.
it was something cooler than that.
But anyways, they had this really cool bar up there.
It
so
overlooked like most of
the whole place.
Yeah, most of the whole place. So you could see the
almost all
hills
the
and
stages. It was really cool view. So we were just hanging up there, having some beers.
Everybody was trying to get out of the sun.
Yeah, drinking beer, eating the free nuts that they had, the free peanuts.
Hey, you say free nuts and Roger's there.
Oh yeah, stuffing them in my pocket.
Anyway.
Anyways, we figure out what time he's playing, and I'm like, all right, dude. So he's playing at 5. I think we'll say 5, right? And I'm like, all right, I want to get down there like an hour early, 45 minutes early, so we can get to like I want to be center stage.
Be in the front.
Yeah, I want center stage in the front row. So we go down there 45 minutes early. And,
well, actually, so this is the funny thing, real quick. So I remember we went down from the bar, and we just go down the hill, and it was still hot. So it was like, okay, not a lot of people want to line up. So we're just going to go over here to the side where there's still some shade, right? Because we know we're going to get fucking sunburned, so we're going to try and limit that as much as we can. We're going to stay over here in the shade by this like
it had to have been like
dealership
95.
tent or something like that. Yeah.
I think it had to be like 95 in pure sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we go down there.
And we end up being
and
2 of 4 people.
There's nobody there waiting, right? So we're like, all right, we'll hang out in the shade. It's like 10 minutes till, and there's still nobody there. And we're like, all right, we're going up there.
Well, we probably got out there, I don't know, maybe at least 20 minutes to a half hour before the show, because we meet one dude who's like really chill, and the other dude who is on something
good, dude. The dude was
talking, but he was moving
million miles an hour, and he was telling us how Paul Calton was his
fucking guru or some
spirit
shit.
animal. I think it was pretty. Yeah, the dude was a trip.
Yeah, nice dude. And
he was a nice guy though.
Yeah, but he'd be like, he'd have his hands on the rail, and he'd just be like jumping up and down and smoking a cigarette. Like, so what do you fucking drive?
Yeah, he's like, what do you drive, dude? I drive a 1-ton pickup truck, just like the song that he sings.
Yeah, like, well, whatever
like
I drive,
singing about me.
It's not going to be nearly as fast as whatever you're fucking driving. Nice dude. He wasn't a problem or anything like that. Like, it's a little too sunny to fucking want to deal with you, but whatever.
But no, he was cool though. I mean, he got super excited. Paul Calton came on,
I think he said he was a spirit guide.
Spirit guide, that's what it was, yeah. But yeah, it was super cool, man. I mean, it was really cool because I didn't think I was ever going to get to see him because he doesn't do a lot of big stuff. And, and I had just found out about him not too long ago and just happened to look him up.
Let's talk real quick about the luck that we had with getting to that show, right? Oh, because we were
because they wanted an ordeal, right?
Yeah, because you had put in for the tickets, so your company sponsors.
Yeah, so I get free tickets to a lot of concerts, but something like Floyd Fest, it was huge, right? The tickets that we got, I think, were like $600 tickets per person, so it was like $1,200, $1,300.
No, I think it was $600 total.
No, because we got
parking.
Oh no, I'm sorry, because we got 1-day tickets. Yes, that's what it was. So originally, Harrison, sent an email and said, "Hey, dude, I got weekend passes with parking and
but it
camping."
went out to everybody. Right? It was a raffle, right?
Yeah, because he only had one pair because they were so expensive. The tickets, these tickets were like $1,300 because it was for all the days.
I don't think it was that much.
No, it was because it was for all days. It was for camping.
Okay.
And it was for parking also,
okay.
right? So they were very expensive tickets because the tickets that we got, I was looking at buying, they were $300,
right?
Just for us for one day.
Yeah, which we were like, no.
Oh, I was going to shell it out. I was going to do it to see Paul Cawthon. But before I did that, I didn't end up winning the raffle for these tickets. So
I remember you being pretty pissed about that.
Yeah, and so I ended up emailing Harrison. I was like, "Hey, dude, since we're one of the sponsors of this place, do we get any kind of discount that I can buy? Because I'm going to buy
more importantly,
tickets."
It's hippies at the gate, right? We can outrun these people, right? We just throw a brownie on the ground and we can make a distance.
Exactly. So he ends up coming back with me a couple days later, and he's like, "Hey, dude," or I told him, do we get a discount? I'm just looking for one day. I really want to see Paul Cawthon.
Right.
He ended up getting back to me. He's like, "Hey, dude, we don't get any discounts, but I was able to snag 2 tickets or originally he said I was able to snag you a ticket, but it's just one, so you're gonna have to buy your second ticket."
Right, and that's when you and I started going back and forth.
Yeah, and I was like, done. Like, this is awesome. I'm doing it. I'm buying it.
Sure.
And so he emails me a couple days later. He's like, "Hey, dude, I got your ticket at the desk. Come pick it up. Oh, by the way, it's 2 tickets and it's a parking pass also."
Right.
So I'm like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
okay."
I think you were on
that's
fucking cloud 9 at that point.
So then I send you the picture, and I'm like, "Dude, we're going. Like, we're seeing Paul Cawthon. This is crazy."
Yeah, I think what I should have done is been like, "Man, I can't go."
No, I
just to see if you would show up at the front door.
It would have happened.
So can we talk real quick about my hero moment at that show?
Oh, of course. I was getting there. I'm getting there. So we're there, dead center,
having a great time
on the gate.
It was fucking hot.
It was hot, but it was cool, man. He
put on a great show.
He put on a great show, man. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and it was really cool. I mean,
sounded great.
Yeah, he sounded really good,
especially in an outdoor setting. Because I get kind of picky about that.
It was really cool because I had just gotten into him not that long ago, right?
And still
just happened. Favorite? Yeah, one of my favorite guys now is he's one of my top 5 favorites. Sure. And it was really cool because I was like, well, this guy he lives in Texas. He only really does like biker stuff and stuff around there. And I just happened to click the event page on his Spotify.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, he's coming to Floyd, Virginia." And I was like, oh shit. This is probably my one chance to see him.
Well, the other thing too about that is that, pardon me, Paul Cawthon had thyroid cancer.
Yeah, and he actually canceled his tour just before that. So he had just recently went back touring.
Sure.
So yeah. But anyways, we're up there and he's putting on an awesome show and we're jamming out to him and stuff, and the stage, so it's a big, huge stage, and how they do it is they separated it. It was like,
so there's a little stream.
Yeah, it was like 10 feet from the stage and where we were standing, the barricade.
Right.
And a stream in the middle of that.
Which I've never had that kind of situation before. I've had gaps between, because it's a typical show barrier where it's metal and everything like that.
But it's solid ground. It's not a stream, right?
Actually, I guess in our situation, was it even a metal barrier or was it just a fence? I can't remember.
It might have been just a fence. Yeah, I think it was just a fence.
Yeah. Like low fence, like wood fence.
But luckily there was they were running their cable across the stream.
Right.
So there was a little metal...
There was a little bridge.
Little metal bridge. It had to be like a foot wide maybe that went across the stream. So the show ends and Paul Cawthon's right up at the front of the stage and he just tosses his pick out.
Now, real quick, one of the things that I love about Roger is that bridge... probably not a foot wide. It was probably like 3 feet wide, right? But the cool thing here is, as Roger tells this next part of the story, I'm going to be soaring through the fucking air like an eagle.
So he throws his pick out, right? And I'm like reaching out for it, and it goes like 2 feet in front of the stage and falls directly on the dirt, 10 feet away from us. And I'm like super excited. The pick's coming out. It's coming right at me. I'm center stage, and it just goes down, and my face just goes, oh. And then Nick goes, "Roger, hold my beer." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Why?" And he goes, "Roger, hold my beer."
Fucking beer.
And I'm like, "All right,
do as
dude."
I say.
And I swear to God, Nick put on like a jetpack and jumped over this 20-foot gate.
Didn't need a jetpack. That was all in the arms. Feet went right over like I was a fugitive.
And
bitch.
this gate was like the border, right? It was like one of those, the Trump border, right?
Underlay!
He climbed that wall. He jumped over and he floated down, right? And then that bridge, I think the bridge actually fell when you were running on it, and you like dove over and rolled and grabbed that pick. And you swim back, didn't you?
Did a backflip.
Backflip over the stream and handed me that pick.
While security was chasing me.
While security was chasing him, there was like 10 security guards, and they all dove. And like Nick's, I don't know if he had Vaseline on him or something, but he slipped right out of their arms. It was pretty sweet.
Now, how did it actually happen?
Oh, he just jumped the fence, walked over the little barrier.
No, I ran because I didn't want anybody else.
So there was a security guard walking towards us, and he was about 50 feet away. And so Nick grabs the pick and just runs right back and jumps over the fence, not doing anything malicious or anything.
No,
I
wasn't.
So the security guard just looked at him and shook his head and went back to his station or whatever.
But you were pretty fucking stoked.
Oh, dude, I was on cloud nine.
I need to stop this a second. That was actually a pretty convincing story. I was like, really? Really? Are you... Hold my beer, and then you had me.
Well,
hold my beer.
No, he did.
That part was real.
Yeah, hold my beer. He did jump the fence. It was like a 3-foot fence.
This is the thing. Like, as I've gotten older, I've just kind of realized, like, there's some moments in time where you're just like, fuck it. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
I mean, so we went there to see this guy. So if we get kicked out...
Who fucking cares?
Exactly, right.
Like, I'm not assaulting anybody, right?
Yeah.
I don't have anything on me that's going to get me in trouble or anything like that. So it was like, fucking, here, hold this, dude. I'll be right back and go get you a pick. And just
it was cool, man. I mean, that's the first pick I've ever got from a concert. It was super, that's super cool. We ended up, I was, on cloud nine, so I'm like, all right, dude, let's go get a beer. I got to get a beer. We get back up to that big stage, or I don't even think we're back there yet. And you're like, "Do you want to see if you can get the set list?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, let's go back." So,
that really surprises me because that's old school, like easy shit to remember.
I didn't even think of it.
You hadn't thought about it. I was like, just go fucking ask.
Yeah, and so we go up there, and the roadie crew's cleaning up, and I'm like yelling at him, "Hey, dude, hey!" And he looks at me, and I'm like, "Hey, can I get that set list?" Sure. Rips it off.
But you remember what the security guard said?
Oh yeah. So the security. So because there's that big gap in between the stage, so the kid's like, "Oh, I'll bring it down to you in a second." I'm like, "Oh no, just give it to the security guard. He's right here. He'll hand it over." He hands it to the security guard. Security guard walks over that little tiny bridge thing, hands it to me, and he looks at Nick and says, "Thank you for not jumping the fence."
I was like, "Hey man, it's like my best friend. I can't not." Do the thing, right? So, then
it was super.
Then
cool.
we got to hang out with his manager,
so
his tour manager.
We ended up going over and watching
the Wailers,
the original Wailers. Yeah. So we were hanging out there, and I like look over and I'm like, oh shit, there's his.
What's up, dude?
What are they like? What is he called?
He's just his tour manager.
Was it? No, it was his the dude that does his guitar and
he was
the sound and all that stuff.
Yeah, he was his guitar tech and whatnot as well.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and he was standing right next to us, and I didn't say anything. I'm not one of those guys that goes and bothers people, right? It's cool to he's just a normal person trying to live his life. Yeah. But it was cool because we were just standing there right next to him, 10 feet away, and he walks by us to go somewhere else. And he notices us from the crowd.
Yeah.
Right. I'm one of the only people wearing a Paul Calton t-shirt, right? Because nobody knows who he is here. Mm-hmm. And he stops and he's like, "Hey man, thanks for supporting the band, and thank you for showing up and all this stuff."
And then it turns out he's living in Seattle.
Yeah, and we actually start talking to him, and he tells us he moved to Seattle.
Yeah, he's working for Emerald City Guitars, and
and so we start talking to him about that, and
it was super
cool.
Not long after that, his car got stolen.
Yeah, so I started following him on Instagram. And he, 2 months later, he posted a video about Paul Calton actually sent a thing out saying, "Hey, GoFundMe to help him buy a new car." My tour manager
it ended up in Lake Washington or something like that.
So my tour manager got his car stolen, and then a couple days later, the guy posts a video. He said, "Hey, we found my car. They stole it. Did a couple robberies or something like that, and then they rolled his car down a hill in Seattle and just skyrocketed it off some kind of jump, and it flew through. I'm not exaggerating this. Flew through the air into somebody's yard. It flew 5-6 feet off the ground."
So
like a
what you
Beastie
need to
Boys
understand
video.
is, through Roger's perspective, this is going down the longest hill in Seattle.
Oh, it was long as hell.
Orphans are jumping out of the way.
No, it was at 3 a.m.
As it hits this said jump. By the way, there's no jumps at the.
It might have been a homeless guy.
Okay.
It is Seattle, so. Very possible.
Well, if it's then it's probably fueled by methadone or something like that. But as it jumps through the air, it goes through a circle of seagulls that explode at the same time.
I think the car did end up exploding, though.
I'm sure
I think
it did not.
Or caught on fire. I will show you the video after this. It flew in the air, and I'm pretty sure it caught on fire.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that goes. But
anyways, so that was pretty cool. It was a cool experience. I mean,
yeah, but we had a good time. He was a super nice dude.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, so that was a killer time.
And then we ended up going back to the main stage to try to watch the headliner, which I'm shocked it wasn't Paul Cowthen, which was weird.
And then they canceled.
The thunderstorm came.
Because there was lightning coming and shit like that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're postponing. And we're like, all right, let's just
time to get
home.
the fuck out.
Yeah. But it was super cool.
Yeah, so we ended up hitting a pretty good string of shows and whatnot.
So I ended up going to another one right after that, Yoga Fest.
Right.
That's what I was talking about a little earlier.
Right, which is in Floyd also.
Right?
Was it the same place?
Floyd. No, it wasn't at the same place.
Oh,
it might have been in Floyd, but it wasn't at the same place.
Oh.
But it was somebody's yard or something like that. Mm-hmm. That they full of hippies. I mean, it was Yoga Fest, right?
Right.
So I go with Drew and Harrison, and we're just it's
a lot of
it was cool. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I'm there for the music and the beer, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a good time. There was a bunch of food vendors. I ended up getting sucked into a
yoga class.
No, I didn't. Oh, that was weird. They had a big old tent, like a huge tent in the middle of it, where they were doing yoga like all day long. You could just jump in and do a session of yoga.
Would you like to jump in and yoga with us?
It was hairy armpits and patchouli everywhere. But no, I got sucked into what do they call it? A healing thing where they use like the vibrations. They had this really
Which
weird...
is kind of funny because you think, like, if you're in Virginia, it's like, let him be hailed.
No, it was cool. We were in there talking to these guys for like 30 minutes, man.
Mike's got some stories about, like, some snake bite shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I could take you to a snake handling church.
No, I'm good, man. I am good.
Okay.
But yeah, so these guys have like all...
I'll go see that shit, but we're going to take dipshit with us. He can get bit by the snake.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to leave him there.
No. But yeah, this tent had like a bunch of musical instruments, and they use like, it's like vibration stuff, and they use it for healing.
Right.
The hippie stuff.
Yeah.
But it was super cool. I had never seen this thing before. You hold it in your hand, and it looks like an hourglass, but it's in the shape of an hourglass, but it's flat metal. And like you hit the end of it, and it vibrates, and you like spin your hand, and you hear the different vibrations, and you feel it in your body. It was super cool. And like from there, I was like in awe of this thing. And this kid was like, "Oh, let me show you these." And they actually brought out like a hand pan, and they used
you were going to say like
a
sugar cubes with acid
me.
on them or something.
They played a song for me with this stuff, and me and Drew were just like sitting there. And then Drew's making fun of me when we leave,
So when you say they were playing a song for you, was it a bunch of little bears that were different colors?
The trees were talking.
I actually lived Smurfs.
I did get peer pressured to take some mushrooms. I did not do it,
Amen.
but I was getting peer pressured.
Amen.
But yeah, it was really cool. I mean, there was no big bands at all. It was all super small bands.
Sure.
The only band I actually remember, because I was fed too much beer. Actually, they might have laced me. They might have spiked my beer with some mushrooms, maybe, or something. But
I think you'd like to think so, but
maybe. I did wake up in a weird tent with some... No. But the only band I remembered was, I think, Empty Bottles, which was cool because it was a yacht rock band.
Oh,
and
right,
I
right.
love, yacht rock. So
you love yacht rock.
Oh, yeah. I love yacht rock, man.
Me too.
Oh, yeah. Do you know, I don't remember his name.
Nick
something, the professor. His nickname is the professor.
Yeah.
So he takes like Korn, like Follow the Leader, and he turned it into a yacht rock song. A Dragula, Rob Zombie. Yeah, the dude is awesome. But
I've
yeah,
seen
so
him
that was the
TikTok-
only band I really
TikTok
remember.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the only band I really remember. And then I ended up not feeling good, and Drew drove me home.
Nick
because I was throwing
Harrison.
up. Nick Harrison.
That
there
should
you
be super easy for you to remember.
go. Harrison. Yeah, I do know.
yeah.
I do know a Harrison.
You also know a Nick too, you stupid fuck.
But yeah, so that was cool, and I think that was it for...
Yeah, I think
The
that
concert.
pretty much closed things out for the season for us.
Yeah.
So let me ask
I
you-
have not had 1985 since that night. I have not had that beer since that night.
Okay, so let me ask you this. We'll start with Mike. Mike, what have you been listening to lately?
Oh, just a combination
Okay, well,
of...
Give it to us.
Combination of stuff. Let's see here. Mostly 90s. Just about everything that has been on 90s radio as far as band-wise. Anything from Live to Tonic to...
if you could only see the way. Yep.
Yeah.
I used to love that song.
What I usually do in the evening time, I'm a big video gamer, so I'll turn the volume down on the TV and have Spotify on and everything from the 90s.
There you go.
Yeah, 90s, you can't go wrong with 90s.
Yeah.
We've been listening all week at work, actually, 90s.
There you go.
The guy I just hired really loves the 90s music.
Yep. That's good stuff. Again, my first records were Gin Blossoms, and Live, so I get it.
Makes me feel young again.
Okay, so mostly 90s stuff. Roger, what about you? What have you been listening to?
Paul Calvin,
Duh.
obviously.
He's got a newish record out, right?
Yeah, I haven't really listened to it much. I listened to a couple of the singles that he dropped. The Texas Swagger is a pretty awesome.
What kind of fucking fan are you?
Well, I gotta limit myself, man. I gotta pace myself.
No,
I'm
that's
gonna
excuses.
out-Calvin
You know
myself.
what? You bullshit. Okay, you're funny because you are a total creature of fucking habit. Like I don't diverge.
It's because Caitlin makes fun of me, so I gotta stop listening to the stuff I like.
I
gotta stop
you.
enjoying my life because of you guys. But no,
as long as I'm making a difference, I don't care.
I just been finding new music, I guess is what it is. So I've been kind of taking a break from everything that I normally listen to.
Okay.
So like since the last time we had a show, I think Tyler Childers also released a new album, which is a pretty good one. I listened to a couple of Paul Calvin songs.
He had some kind of interestingly priced shows last tour, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were like I tried to go to see him, and it was
Right.
$100 a ticket, but it was probably because the cheap seats were sold out. I'm guessing. I hope. I'm hoping he's not like that.
Does he have anything on a show list anytime soon?
I haven't checked actually.
If he's got a new record, then he should.
He should actually. Yeah, thinking about it.
And
now,
it's touring season, so
yeah. So I've been some little bit of Tyler Childers, a little bit of Paul Calvin. I've been getting big into Marcus King.
I haven't listened to
I showed you one of his songs, I think. He's a pretty good one. He's like a blues.
Okay.
He's got a really good like old soul voice. Very good, very bluesy.
Okay. I'm sure if I looked it up, I'd probably remember the song.
Yeah.
Before.
Also, Stephen Wilson Jr. I've been getting big into him, and actually pretty excited for this. He's headlining Floyd Fest.
Okay.
They just announced that he's going to be headlining Floyd Fest.
Okay.
So that's another cool. I'm pretty excited for that. Him and Lucas, Willie Nelson's son.
Okay.
Lucas Wilson is also headlining. I had to remember his last name. So that's pretty cool. Probably going to see that.
Think you'll get tickets for that one?
I'm hoping. Harrison did call me his. We had our big company retreat, and he called me his. What did he call me? His. Festival buddy.
Okay.
He introduced me to all the higher ups as his festival buddy. So
Okay.
I'm hoping he knows. He knows.
What
now.
you need to do is create a specific position. What's kind of funny about this too is like because I've gone to a few of these things with Roger. I'm like the hanger on. I'm like
he knows you now.
Yeah,
like, he knows
I'm
you.
an unofficial employee.
You also get a hug when we see
I show
you,
up,
right?
say hi to Harrison, and hooks me up with the employee discount, even though I'm not an employee.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's
he has
a fun
good time.
guy.
and he really enjoys music.
Oh yeah, he's just a fun guy all around, man.
Yeah.
Actually, at our retreat, we get like a 10-minute break in the middle of it. It's our all company meeting, right? So all the big wigs, the CEOs there, getting hammered, by the way. But we get like a 10-minute break, and we go downstairs, and we're just hanging out in downtown Roanoke, where it's at. And I see Harrison come, and he walks by me, crosses the street, and then he stops, and he looks at me, and he points, and he just says, like, points at me and tells me, "Come here." And I like look around, I'm like, "Are you talking to me?" And he's like, "Yes, you, come here." So I'm like, "Okay." So I walk over there, and Drew's coming with me, and he goes, "Dude, this is a tradition. We're going to Jack Brown's, and we're downing a beer during our break before we got to go back to the meeting." So we sit down in Jack Brown's, and we're there for probably like 20 minutes, and we're almost late to the meeting.
Sure.
Jack Brown's is this tiny little bar. It's got like 10 bar stools in it. And they all know
Sure.
Harrison in there because he's a celebrity.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. So I'm thinking I'm getting in there with him.
Yeah.
He knows now. I'm his
Right.
festival buddy. I got a ticket set aside.
If he hasn't already given you tickets, he knows that you're going to be inquiring.
Exactly.
So that's pretty much what you've been listening to? Trying to get into maybe
Marcus
some other
King's
stuff?
been a pretty good one. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Cassius Culpepper is another pretty cool one.
Okay.
But yeah, just like the
Okay.
bluesy southern rock kind of stuff. A lot of I'm still big into that. So.
Sure. Yeah. Well, weather's also getting warmer, so it's that kind of thing for
feel
you.
good storytelling music.
Right. So I've actually been doing a little bit of almost a regression in a sense. I've been listening to some stuff that I used to beat the living shit out of before. So I've been beating the hell out of Story of the Year's record Arson.
Oh, story of the year.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I was big into them back in 2004 to
I was gonna say that's our high school days.
2007, 2008, something like that. I don't know. I'd seen them a few times, got to meet them once. But they had a newer record that came out, and I've beaten the shit out of that. Haste the Day, old band from back in the day. They're putting out a new record that's going to be out in the next 3 weeks. They've got some new stuff. I showed you guys that song from them.
Yeah.
That's kind of very Deftones-ish. That actually came out yesterday, which was kind of a cool.
Brand new.
Yeah, I was going back to that playlist to go and check out, see what was going on. The song is called Adrift. But they've got some new shit coming out, and that's pretty good. Pretty good sounding. I'm pretty excited. I think they're, we were kind of looking at some stuff last night, or I was, and kind of telling you about it. I think they've got some tour dates getting posted. So I've been listening to that. I've also been listening to Prize Fighter, the newest record from Mumford & Sons.
Oh, I didn't know they dropped anything.
Yeah, and
it's not really Mumford & Sons anymore, is it? It's just two of them now, isn't it?
Three.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they've got they've got a track on there with I'm gonna mispronounce the name, but there's a bunch of different guest people on that record. So one of them is Chris Stapleton and Hozier and some other people. But I just kind of happened across it about a week ago and just kind of kept kicking the shit out of that record while working and doing some other stuff. And so
pretty good then?
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. I enjoy it. It's definitely got some typical Mumford & Sons stuff that you would expect. But, I mean, they just tell a good story. And this has been pretty good. So I've been enjoying that. I've been dipping back into some of the shit that I used to listen to a lot. So a bunch of Haste the Day, a bunch of the Story of the Year. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's almost a little bit nostalgic. And there's some things I don't know if you ever find this, but you listen to some of the stuff you used to years ago, and you're like, "Yep, there's a reason I moved on." But it's been pretty good. So yeah, and I think sometimes, some of the Story of the Year stuff too, it just has that energy. Sometimes I need that on the way to work. Just
that nice pickup.
Yeah, it's scream at the traffic in front of me, and
George is starting to get into music,
right?
And he's starting to like metal music,
new
metal stuff. So
it's kind of funny because you were telling me that the other night, and I was like, "What have you been feeding him?" And he's like, Corn.
Yeah, he's been listening to Corn. Yeah, and actually, I got him into Static X, which that's my that's my when you need to get shit done, you put that on, and that's gonna get me going.
I can't imagine you welding to Static X.
Oh yeah, that's when I have a big job to do.
Coin.
That's what I do when I got a big job to do and I need to get it done. I throw on some Static X and it just pushes me. I go. When that Wisconsin Death Trip, when that album came out and I got it, dude, I had to stop listening to it while I drive because I was
too fast.
I would find myself going crazy fast, and it's not on purpose.
Shit, I'm going through.
I was pushing it.
Yeah,
he told me to push it. I was pushing it. But
headed towards Wenatchee going 120. Shit, I better slow down.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Back in my car days, too. So I had the cars I could do that. So but yeah, that was a good one.
Before children.
Yeah.
So now that we're way too far into it, let's talk, at least for a moment, about... so we had kind of talked about this before, about soundtracks.
Yeah.
And movie scores, right? Now, Here's where I'm going to show my age a little bit. Have you ever seen like a film clip of a movie that you know pretty well, but doesn't have the music?
What?
Have you ever seen a movie, right, where like you're familiar with the film, right? Like you know the movie, but the music has actually been taken out?
Oh, no, I have not.
It's
That's
weird.
weird.
So here's where I'm going to show my age a little bit. I remember having a pirated copy of the first Fast and the Furious.
Oh, okay.
Had all of the other sound on it, but no music.
huh? Oh, weird.
Super, super weird. Right?
Well, I mean, the music is setting the tone.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. You cannot, like, you know...
Can you imagine watching Titanic without that soundtrack?
Without Celine Dion?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
There was enough room on that board.
Oh,
for both of
100%.
them.
Mythbusters did that, and they proved that there was enough room on that
She
door.
is such a fucking tramp. Her and Jenny off of Forrest Gump. The two worst bitches on earth.
Yep.
I know you
I'll
love me,
take-
but I'll take heroin instead.
I'll take
By the
care
way,
of you
here's
if
a
y'all
child.
sick. And you know, just takes advantage of him. And finally she gets the AIDS. And he's like, I'll take care of you.
Yep.
That's a pretty good...
That was a great impression.
Thank you.
You should hear his impression of the dad from Waterboy.
If me, your daddy, were Boito.
Roboito.
Take the money, stupid.
Be like Tiger Woods and his daddy. Yeah. Nice hit, mama. Anyway. So it kind of goes without saying, right? Like, I'm probably not saying anything that anybody's not already aware of, but music is a huge, like, it's its own character within film.
Oh, 100%,
right? And
yeah.
I would argue that there's definitely been some instances where, because of a movie, I've gotten turned on to other music, right? So, like, recently, my kids have gotten way into Top Gun.
Ah,
So they've
good
been
old
playing...
Penny Loggins.
Yeah, so they've been playing the shit out of the vinyl that I have for that soundtrack, in addition to streaming it on my Spotify. So yeah, they've been playing the absolute shit out of Kenny Loggins, and actually Cheap Trick is on that soundtrack.
Okay.
You know, all that kind of stuff. So I would argue that movies do a great job of introducing people to music that they might not have always heard.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So, and your favorite movie, kind of the namesake for our podcast,
yeah, Almost Famous.
yeah, has a bunch of good tunes.
Well, it's
on
just
it.
cool because the band is a fictitious band,
Right.
but the music, like, they're actually playing those the actors are actually playing those instruments,
Right.
Except for what's
Jason
his name?
Lee?
Jason Lee, they
Right.
took out his vocals.
Yeah, which is interesting. I'd be curious to see if we could find anything online of him actually doing that.
It would be pretty cool, actually.
But, you know, Nancy Wilson, I think, helped on that film because her husband at the time was directing it.
Nancy
and then
Wilson and Peter Frampton. Actually,
right.
Peter Frampton taught. I forget his name now, but the guy playing the guitarist.
Right.
Peter Frampton actually taught him how to play the guitar for this movie.
Right.
So how cool is that? This actor got personal lessons from Peter Frampton.
Sure.
So yeah, and the songs ended up. They wrote those songs too. Peter Frampton, Nancy Wilson wrote all the music for it. I actually have a record that I bought on Record Store Day. They do like limited releases and special editions and stuff. It's an Almost Famous record with the original recordings of those songs from the movie by Peter Frampton and Nancy Wilson. So Nancy Wilson is singing it.
Interesting.
Peter Frampton's playing the guitars. Those songs.
Right.
So it's super, super cool.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, one of my favorite movies all time. Great soundtrack. Everything about that movie is great.
What would you say, both of you? What are your top couple music movies?
I was trying to think about that earlier, and for some reason I'm drawing a blank. But
Okay.
Almost Famous.
I've got a good one for you. Airheads.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
gosh.
love Airheads.
The Lone Rangers.
Hell
How
yes.
Can you? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy also.
Right.
They're
Yep,
newer,
pretty good.
right? But they have amazing soundtracks.
Right.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good contribution. Let me ask you this. This is one of my favorite films when I was in high school. Did you guys ever see Detroit Rock City?
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that was-
yeah.
I used to watch that like most weekends. I fucking loved that movie.
That was a great movie.
And I'm not like a huge Kiss fan.
No, but the movie itself was just.
Oh
good.
yeah,
It was funny,
but,
man.
But like the song "Detroit Rock City," like that's probably one of my favorite songs from Kiss because of that movie, right? And I like Kiss wasn't a band that I grew up with a lot. Like it wasn't something my dad listened to, or Lord knows nobody else in my family probably listened to Kiss. But so I didn't have a lot of exposure to that band, but that was like a really interesting way of getting introduced to that band at all, and you know, coming to understand a lot of the pushback from some of those kinds of bands and shit like that back in that era. But like I remember when I was in high school, I was way into 70s music and that kind of shit. And so for me, that movie was like,
oh,
this is what I need to do.
Well, for me in high school, probably the biggest movie for us that really brought Queen back was Wayne's World.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. That's.
Yeah.
I remember I got in trouble in elementary school because I kept saying, bite me.
Yeah.
But I also remember my dad and I talking about my first grade teacher and be like, if she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Swing.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Wayne's World is definitely another one.
Yeah.
My daughter knows Bohemian Rhapsody because of
hell
Wayne's
yeah.
World.
Yeah.
When that movie first came out, MTV would brought back that video, or had the video of that, and it reached #1 for a very long time on their.
That's crazy. That
countdown.
Movies will do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll bring
Yeah.
you back. Another big movie. Another one of my favorite movies. I think I'm finding that a lot of my favorite movies have great soundtracks.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Because I think a lot of people who really care about music tend to really care about movies too.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I would argue that easily with the three of us.
Yeah.
Right?
So, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that movie.
Yeah. You've got problems. Right.
It's a great movie. The soundtrack is awesome.
Well, it's the same director as Almost Famous.
Is it? Cameron Crowe?
Yeah.
Oh.
He did both.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
he
Almost
did.
Famous is like his
It's
kind
like
of
a-
life when he was writing for Rolling Stone when he was a kid,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Fast Times, I don't know.
Oh,
Another thing
okay.
for him to try and get away with some shit that's probably illegal. But
Another movie actually that has a great soundtrack. Layla loves it. And I don't know if it's a really well-known movie, but Ready Player One.
oh yeah,
It's packed
Once,
with
yeah.
80s music,
Yeah.
man, and it's awesome. It is everything about that movie is actually 80s.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much 80s reference in that. It's great.
What was another one that I had on here? Okay, so this is another big one for me, but the Blues Brothers.
Oh yeah.
That was huge. And John Landis, who directed that film, like helped kind of handpick a lot of the tunes with it. And actually Dan Aykroyd, so he was way into blues music, and Jim Belushi was actually like way into metal. And you know, you can find this stuff out on the interweb and whatnot, but you know, they were both on SNL, and that was another, both Blues Brothers and Wayne's World actually both start as
A skit.
sketches
Yep.
from SNL,
Yep.
which is kind of cool. But Dan Aykroyd, you know, he and Jim Belushi had become really good buds. And he's like, hey, you know, I'm really into blues. Well, let me teach you about the blues. You teach me about heavy metal and that kind of thing. I think he tells a story about how Jim Belushi had an apartment in the Village or something like that in New York, and they had like this headbanger room that was just like mattresses all over the walls, and they would just listen to metal and fucking throw themselves in the walls or whatever. But Blues Brothers was actually huge for a lot of different artists. So you had like Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles, you know, a bunch of different people who I think that came out in 1980 or right around there. And that was at a point where for some of these people in their careers, it was a little bit of a lull. And that film actually helped reintroduce them to new audiences, which is, you know, I mean, if you think about like the film Bohemian Rhapsody, they came out however many years ago now, that probably introduced a bunch of younger people to Queen.
Yeah.
You know, which is another kind of important, I think, aspect of films in that way.
I think one other person you talk about Saturday Night Live, Adam Sandler movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure.
Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore,
Oh.
and finally The Wedding Singer.
I was just gonna say one of my
Right,
all-time
yeah,
favorites was
yeah.
one of the best soundtracks, The Wedding Singer.
I
Yep.
can't remember the name of the song, but there's the song that Steve Buscemi sings at the very end at their wedding.
It's Journey. It's,
Is it? No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Is it not?
No. Only you
Oh.
know this Much
Is true.
Yeah, exactly. That's not Journey.
No, that's not Journey.
That's oh my goodness.
I know.
I'm looking right now.
Bobby and Julie.
Grow old. No, it's not Grow Old With You.
That's a good one that Adam Sandler wrote. Actually, so that song, I don't know if you remember that song.
Yes, I do.
That's the one he sings on the plane. So he wrote that. Adam Sandler wrote that, and Drew Barrymore had never heard that song before.
Okay, so he did it like...
So that was her real reaction to that song.
Spandau Ballet.
What?
Spandau Ballet.
That's why I didn't know the name.
That's nope. I did not know that.
Anytime I hear that song, I immediately think of Steve Buscemi playing.
Oh
that.
yeah,
but yeah, that's a great one. That's a good addition there.
that's a great. That's one of my favorite movies.
It's like the one that you said that Becca thought was the like one of her favorite '80s movies, Real Genius.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to rule the world at the end of the
yeah.
Which movie?
Real Genius.
Oh, Val Kilmer. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah,
Which
that's another good song.
I believe that's one of the greatest songs of all time, even though my wife says it's not even in the top 100. But
it's amazing your marriage has lasted this long just from
I
that
love her
argument
very
alone.
much. She's my Gen A.
That's true. But I think, I again, I'm not doing justice to this topic at all so far. You know, one of the things that's, this might sound kind of stupid, but, you know, by definition, you know, the difference between like scores and soundtracks. So soundtracks, that's previously existed songs that get thrown into the film or purchased for the film, right? Because that's usually how that works. But scores are things that are created for the film.
So are you telling me that Almost Famous has a score, not a soundtrack?
It's the other way around. That has a soundtrack.
They created that music for the movie.
I would say it's
they
a little bit of
created
both.
the band for the movie.
Any of the orchestral stuff, I mean, that's
all
composer.
scores.
Yeah, that's
Right.
all scores.
Now, I would say if it's written for the film, then that would be considered part of a score. But they have Tiny Dancer on there.
So
from
it's a
Elton
half and
John.
half.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'd say it's half and half.
Okay.
Which in my opinion, the greatest composer is John Williams of all time.
Well,
Any movie.
okay. So if you don't remember right offhand, Roger, so John Williams, that's Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we were going through Chicago one time and happened to just pull off and go, fuck it, we're in Chicago. Let's see if we can get shot or something and get some hot dogs. And they actually had this really cool amphitheater right in the middle of downtown. And we're all actually playing John Williams songs from a bunch of different films. Cool montage.
Funny, I do have a story on this. John Williams conducted the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra for a little while, and many years ago, I got to see him conduct the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra, and at the last song was this montage of his movies, and they put a movie screen behind them, and they actually played it live.
That's cool.
All the big movies, yeah.
I'll tell you, so we did this when we were living in Spokane. Becca got it for me as a Christmas present. If you ever get the chance to go see a movie with a live orchestra, we did it with Star Wars and we did it with Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones was the one for Christmas for me, which was sick.
Yeah.
And I totally geeked out because Indiana Jones that's my shit. But that's a really cool experience, and they happen, I think, all over the country and stuff like that. It's not an uncommon thing to find, but if you can hear the score being played live along with the film, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Another one that I would argue is definitely in the running would be Hans Zimmer. Now, I don't know if you're super familiar with him, but he's done lots of different stuff. But
he's one of the few names I know.
Okay. I'm not super versed in a lot of them. I've got a few that I kind of noted.
I know Hans Zimmerman and Danny Elfman.
Okay, yeah, that's another one you got to talk about.
Danny Elfman, right?
So I don't know if you've listened to it all, but I will actually, usually once a week, and I'm not trying to name drop here, but I will listen to Billy Corrigan and the Magnificent Others podcast.
Oh, okay.
If you haven't checked it out, it's worth a listen. He's got some pretty interesting people on there. But he does a whole episode with Danny Elfman.
Oh.
And he's got a way more interesting life than I had ever known. So
yeah.
obviously he was in Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo, yeah.
Right? So he talks about that part of his life. But before that, he was like touring around Africa as like a young man, and had like his musical tastes are all over the place.
Well, you
And-
can kind of tell from his music, like he's all over the place.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
it, you know?
but it's interesting because there's a lot more depth to that person. That's why I really enjoy that podcast because
What would you say his most notable?
the first thing that comes to mind for me is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, 100%.
Right. Now a lot of people would go to like Nightmare Before Christmas,
and he's
or-
actually singing in that too.
yeah.
So that's actually he's the voice of Jack, I believe, singing.
I believe you. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm like 85% sure that he's the voice of Jack, was singing Jack, not the
Okay.
normal voice.
Yeah, it's interesting. He talks a lot about how he's kind of like this misfit. He is like everybody. Like he was in this other band and he did stuff, but he wasn't, I think, super into touring and stuff like that. So he had some success there, but like when he started doing score stuff, that's when he started getting more like notoriety and things like that. But it's not necessarily like everybody knows him for that, but that's not like the only thing he does.
Well, I feel like when he became friends with Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yeah.
is when it was like everything took off for him.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of value in like I don't know if you've ever listened to movie scores like just to listen to them.
No, I can't do that.
Mike, how about you?
I can listen to them, and I've also played them too. So
No, yeah, I guess.
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
cool.
Just go ahead and name drop that real quick. Yeah.
I played him for the president. No big deal.
So
no, I didn't.
just on Thursdays. Yeah. So like Hans Zimmer, he did some stuff that I was pretty into. He did stuff for Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code. That was a big deal for me.
My favorite is The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it only
Okay.
takes- and it only takes 2 chords to make the main theme music of that, and just so powerful.
Right, sure. And he's an interesting dude. He gets like way into synthesizer shit. Like he's got some crazy tastes too. Did some shit for Lion King back in the day. Dune.
He did Man of Steel.
There you go.
Which is the music very similar to The Dark Knight.
There you go. Yeah. Gladiator is another one that he did. Pirates of the Caribbean. He had some stuff in that.
Mm-hmm.
One that I think everybody probably knows, but Jerry Goldsmith. So he did the soundtrack for Rudy. And The Burbs, which is one of my other favorite films. Not the new
You don't like the new show?
I haven't watched it.
We haven't watched it.
Who did Titanic? Who did Titanic?
There you
Celine Dion, duh.
Well, I mean,
No.
Let's see. Yeah, I got John Williams down, on my notes. He did a ton of shit. James Horner, who did like Braveheart, he did Titanic. He did Apollo 13.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Apollo 13, that was a big film for me when I was a kid. That made me like interested in actually looking up at night, looking up at the sky and stuff like that. But it was funny is when I was in college. I know I went back like older, but I remember I would. Like for some people, and I hear this argument all the time, like, some people say like, well, I always do better when I'm listening to my own music or whatever, and whatever. But like your brain doesn't necessarily always work efficiently that way. But I remember like I'd have to sit down and write a paper. And I realized that if I listened to movie scores, it still gave me that music fix, but it didn't give me lyrics to distract me.
Distract you, yeah.
And then like I'd be listening to the Rudy soundtrack or Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'd be in the middle of a paragraph and feeling like a fucking hero as I'm going through typing shit, and the music just gets bigger and bigger. And but yeah, lots of good stuff. But another one that's actually pretty huge that's done a bunch of different stuff is T-Bone Burnett. So I don't know if you're super familiar with him.
We talked about him on an episode. Him and Elvis Costello got
so
together
they did
and made
the
a little
new Basement
band.
tapes.
Yes.
So with Marcus Mumford and a few other people.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, they did that,
Yeah.
but no. So what we talked about was it was just him and Elvis Costello.
Oh,
And it was something.
you're a way bigger Elvis Costello fan than I will ever be.
It was the something Brothers, but it was actually good and weird at the same time because they're both kind of weird guys, right?
Both good at what they do and both weird.
Exactly. But yeah. So sorry. Go ahead.
Well, so he also did the soundtrack for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, which
That's-
as you probably already know, that's just a reiteration of Homer's The Odyssey.
No, Odyssey, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of what got me into the folk music was that movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One particular movie, as far as score wise, just using one song, I would have to say Platoon.
Oh,
Charlie
okay.
Sheen. They used
Yeah.
Adagio for strings
okay.
throughout that entire movie, and of
Really?
course, one of the biggest climatic moments of
When
that
Willem
song.
Dafoe is falling.
Yeah, down on his knees
Yeah.
and just. I like it
when he's
when.
running from the Vietnamese.
I like the Tropic Thunder version of
Yeah.
falling down on your knees.
Yeah.
A little bit better there, but but yeah, that movie right there, just taking that one score of that song and they play it throughout the movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, imagine, like, would Platoon be nearly as interesting if you didn't have the music behind it?
No.
It'd be fucking weird.
Because it's tragedy. The whole entire movie is tragedy,
Right.
and that song is the definition of what tragedy should be in music.
Do you ever notice near the end when Charlie Sheen gets found by those other troops after the crazy battle at night? You ever realize he drops a grenade?
Yeah.
Like he's you know, if you watch special features, he talks about it or whatever. But you know, he's like sitting there trying to convince himself not to just like blow himself up.
Yeah.
And I would argue too, and like when I was in high school, again, I got into a lot of 70s music, and I remember researching a bunch about Vietnam and stuff like that. So like there's like some definitive things. Like you listen or you watch any movies on Vietnam, and you have almost
Buffalo
you're gonna-
Springfield.
yeah, Buffalo for sure.
VCR.
Right? Exactly. Like you're guaranteed if you watch a Vietnam movie, you're gonna have some killer songs behind that.
For a long time, people thought that the choppers actually, when they were flying, made that the Buffalo Springfield song.
Oh, right.
Like that was, hand in hand. You
Right.
see a chopper from Vietnam, you hear Buffalo Springfield.
Right. Or CCR.
Or CCR, yeah.
Running through the jungle or yeah.
What's the Buffalo Spring? What's going on? What's going down?
I think
What's
that's
going
it.
down, I think.
Something's happened
Yeah.
here.
I think it's what's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey now, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Yeah, what's going down, yeah. I just realized another movie that we're talking about the 70s.
Right.
A movie about music, Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah,
that
that's on the list,
soundtrack
too.
is just ridiculous, right?
Yeah, that's I've only actually watched that film a few times.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
Yeah,
a good
it's-
college flick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben
With
Affleck
great music, yeah.
without Matt Damon. It's a rarity.
Yeah, rare.
Yeah, no, I think you can't do film without music. I think that's just kind of a given.
No.
I know I'm not throwing anything out there that nobody's already aware of, but yeah. So Mike, what would you argue is probably like your most definitive music film?
Music film?
Yeah, like movie about music.
Movie about music.
And actually, there's one, and the title eludes me. I'm going to look it up here real quick because I'm cheap.
Now, when you say about music, are you just talking about the soundtrack in general or
like
movies
music genre
about
of movie?
music?
Yeah, movies that are about music.
About music. There's one that I really like that Tom Hanks did with his Playtone.
Yeah.
That's another. I can't believe I didn't fucking say anything about
The
that. Yeah.
One Eaters?
Yeah, the One Eaters.
One
That
Eaters.
thing you do. I love that film. I actually have an Oneaters T-shirt.
Oh.
Yeah, my kids actually really like that film too. That is. I can't believe I feel
Yeah.
ashamed of myself for not mentioning
good
that.
one.
But yeah, I love that.
Because
With Tom
I was-
Everett Scott.
Yeah, and the only reason I thought about that because I was thinking of all the music from Forrest Gump. And
Sure.
But yeah, I really enjoy that movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That comes to mind every once in a while when I'm at work. I'm like, I quit.
Yeah. I quit. I wish I could.
I quit. I quit, Mr. White. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen this, and if you haven't, I'm going to be kind of surprised. But the movie Singles
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
from 1992, that's
Seattle.
all about Seattle grunge. There's a bunch of
yeah.
Seattle bands in that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Another really good one. I don't think you've seen it. I've told you about it a couple times, but I don't think you watched it. Yesterday. It's,
Yeah.
It's the Beatles.
Beatles stuff,
I'm
yeah.
not a huge Beatles fan, but this movie was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty cool movie.
Shit, I was just thinking about another one. Oh, yeah. So one thing that's kind of interesting too is the actor John Cusack. He's actually he's in one of my favorite films. Well, a film I enjoyed for a long time. I haven't watched it in quite a while, but High Fidelity. Yeah, I was pretty sure. Like before I met my wife, that's what I was destined to be. Was that grumpy son of a bitch?
I would love to work in a record store.
Oh yeah,
I
like
would love that.
yeah. Can you imagine?
I
Like,
can't afford to.
no, most definitely. Yeah, that's the part they don't talk about.
Yeah.
Is, he says he's broke, so how the fuck is he paying rent?
And I know he's broke working
yeah.
in a record store.
And that's young Jack Black.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a wonderful film. I think so. I saw that first, but then I saw Gross Point Blank. I don't know if you're familiar with that film where he plays a hitman that's going into
Coming
retirement.
back, yeah.
So there's like a bunch of 80s kind of. There's like some punk influence and some different stuff like that, but John Cusack actually put the soundtrack together for that film.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you see stuff like that every once in a while. I know, like Jonathan Davis from Korn, he got into doing movie scores for a while.
Yeah, he did the vampire movie.
Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah,
The Anne Rice's book.
yeah,
Yeah,
one of them.
That was pretty cool. I only watched it because of that. I remember I was big into the Korn then. And I was like, oh, he did the music
Right.
for this movie, so I got to watch it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, another one is 9 Inch Nails. Help me out.
Trent Reznor.
Oh,
Reznor
yeah.
Oh,
with
dude,
his-
that
So-
he's classically trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you also know that his family owns
Reznor-
heating air conditioning units?
No, I didn't.
That's
Well-
where he came from. Yeah.
Roger, you got to remember that not everybody spent as much time in back rooms of
Slanging.
stores before.
Slanging HVAC
like-
systems.
Yeah, yeah. So we've seen those in most buildings we've been in our lives. Not everybody's looked at
I didn't
that.
know that. That's,
And
Yeah.
what band was he in back in the day?
I don't remember
The
the
80s
name
band?
of it, but it was like an 80s pop, like a
Yeah.
hardcore 80s pop band. And
Yeah.
it's funny because there's one video that I've seen, and it's like
I wonder if it's
they're-
even real.
They're playing a talk show or something like that, and they
It almost
introduce
looks
the
like
band,
American Bandstand or something like that.
something like that, and they're like, now introducing whatever, and they start playing, and everybody's all like doing their 80s pop stuff, and he's back there in like a black leather coat with his black hair, playing the synthesizer on the piano, just like not
And
enjoying himself.
He did the whole soundtrack for Soul, right?
Yeah,
The
he
Pixar
won
film?
an award for that.
Yeah,
actually.
that was
Yeah.
really good. That
He's
was actually a good
actually-
film.
He's done a couple of movies actually. That was one of them. Oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know he's done a
bunch of
couple.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a pretty talented guy too.
Yeah, and he's
And Nine Inch Nails is an awesome band too. I love Nine Inch Nails also.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this: any shows that you've heard about coming up that you're thinking about?
Yeah, I want to go see Whiskey Myers and the Black Crows.
Oh, right. What was that? That's at another festival.
Yeah,
And they want,
I
like-
think it's in North Carolina.
Yeah, and
too.
they want like a stupid amount of money for
Yeah.
that.
Probably not gonna happen, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to go. Whiskey Myers put on a great show.
Yeah. I think Haste the Day. I think they're playing the Live Louder or something like that festival in Kentucky. I think in September 20th or something like that. And it's interesting too because last year when we were talking about festivals and a bunch of other shit that was happening, a lot of festivals have closed down.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are getting tired of paying hundreds
Paying
of dollars
a ridiculous
for
amount of money.
a ticket and not being able to see those bands.
Yep.
Did you see the one that just got canceled, Kanye West in the UK?
Oh, what a shame.
Well, it was a huge festival, and the
Was that-
British government said you're not allowed to step foot into the UK, and they had to cancel the entire festival.
wow.
Different performers.
This is ignorance on my part, but what was it that why do they not want Kanye in the UK?
Because of
The
all
dude's lost his mind.
yeah, all the Nazism stuff
Oh,
that
Jesus,
he is.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember like lots of people being like, "Oh, Kanye's going to run for president." Like, yeah, fucking whatever.
What's that one Divorced Dad festival? Divorced Dad Rock Festival.
Oh, that sounds
was-
awesome. I'm guessing like Nickelback and
I think one was Creed.
Creed.
and,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah.
Puddle of Mud,
Yeah, I'd go to that. I'd go to that.
Everclear. Yeah, I can think of a bunch of bands that would be on that bill. Yeah, I know. So, buddy of mine from back in the day, my buddy Aaron.
Okay.
He has been going all over the world running sound for Great American Ghost. So if you're into hard shit, go check out Great American Ghost. They've been playing all over the place. So he just got back from Europe again. I think he's been over to
cool.
Europe twice with them. Yeah, so I watch his shit on Instagram and he's like, oh, I'm in fucking Budapest. And like, oh, we're in London today. Actually, he's just got done up in Pittsburgh. I'm pretty sure it's like the first time he's been out to Pittsburgh. They're coming here May 6th, so day before your birthday.
Oh, okay.
They're going to be...
Oh, that's a Thursday.
Shit, where are they? I think
Wednesday.
they're going to... I can't remember. Oh, they're going to be up in Baltimore, so I might go see him. The last 2 times he's been through here, I haven't been able to go see him, so I might go up there, go risk Baltimore for a night and go, go check that out. But I know Kaleo is coming back through. I think they're coming back through in August. But I haven't really been looking too closely at other stuff that's coming through.
I kind of watched
yet.
Floyd Fest a little bit, seeing who got released on that. So all I really know is Stephen Wilson Jr. is coming.
Yeah.
And the Black Crows and Whiskey Myers. That's
Sure.
about all I know.
Yeah.
Slacking.
Yeah, well, that's part of getting old, right? But nonetheless, lots of good stuff to consider as far as, touring season is happening. Lots of bands going to probably be heading out and whatnot. I've just been doing a piss poor job following a lot of stuff. But at any rate, we probably ran this thing a little long, so we could probably go ahead and wrap it up. But Mike, I want to say thanks for coming and chatting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. It's our first guest on the Out of Focus Guys podcast. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much.
No, absolutely not. I share a lot in common with you guys.
It's funny because, when I started to get to know you a little bit, and you were telling me about the shit that you were into and the stuff that you would listen to, I was like, holy shit, I gotta introduce him to Roger, because even just talking about Crosses right before.
Oh yeah, Deftones. Chino
before hitting record. Yeah, you hadn't.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it.
So go ahead and talk about it.
No, it's okay.
No,
I gotta pee and we're all good.
Fuck it. No, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Well, now you gotta pause it. And
No,
we're gonna have to
I
come
don't.
back.
No,
oh, you
push
have
through.
To.
Don't be a bitch.
I can't.
Don't be a bitch.
Don't talk about it.
Nope.
I can't.
Waterfall.
Babbling Brooks.
Yeah, Babbling Brooks. So, Crosses. Right? Deftones and all that shit.
Yep.
What the fuck do you mean? Yep. So, you...
So, I don't know. We kind of already talked about it. Well, we kind of ruined it because we already talked about it. But I guess, I don't know, Chino from the Deftones has... You showed us that song from Haste the Day, right?
Yeah.
It was very Deftones-y.
Oh, yeah.
To me, it was a little more Crosses-y, which that's...
Okay.
That's Chino's other band.
Right.
Other band that he did, and it's kind of cool. They came out with Crosses. It's him and Chuck Doom.
Okay.
So they came out with this back in 2014, I think, their first album.
Right.
And then they went silent, like nothing. And everybody thought it was just like done.
Right. It's like the 9 Inch Nails thing. Like, we're just gonna create a bunch of curiosity. And
Well,
all of a
I mean,
sudden,
and
boom, we're gonna come out with records.
Well, so he did this one, and then he continued with the Deftones. I put out 4 more albums with the Deftones since 2014, or no, 3 more albums since 2014. And then I think he released something with his other band, Team Sleep.
Oh, right.
And so he's been doing, other
Team
little
Sleep.
stuff.
That's more electronic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of that stuff, but you to each their own, whatever. But then all of a sudden, Crosses dropped a song. It was a bit ago now, but it was years later, and it's like, whoa, wait, Crosses is still a thing? Like, they're still doing something?
Right.
And now they just released another album. I mean, they did a couple songs,
Right.
and then they released an album, I want to say, 2 years ago.
2024, yeah.
But, so for you listening, this is a while ago, but for you, I'm telling you, it's...
Yeah.
If you're a big Deftones fan,
Yeah,
Crosses is something that's really, really cool, very mellow.
And
Right.
the song I listened to, what was
That one was called Bitches Brew.
Okay.
Or that one was called Bitches Brew, and then the other one was Goodbye Horses that they remade.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole first album, I absolutely loved it. That was like our soundtrack. Me and Caitlin going to Disney the first time.
Oh, yeah, I
before we
remember
had
that.
kids.
Yeah.
Riding the train down. Like
Right.
you ask Caitlin about that Crosses album, she'll tell you it reminds her of the train going down.
Roger has a
Very cool.
problem with airplanes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a fan of being up in the air.
Nope.
So
I understand.
I don't.
I do. I do.
Yeah, so that they took a train from
Washington to
yeah,
California.
from Tacoma down to Los
It was
Angeles.
super cool.
Yeah,
It was
no, I
really
remember
cool.
you sending me the pictures, especially when you got into LA. You just see the brown over Los
and
Angeles.
the trash all
Yeah.
over the railroad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crosses, man, if you're into the Deftones, it's a huge... Crosses is...
Well, the one song that
Awesome.
that I heard kind of hooked me. So
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's good shit.
It's a little more electronic than the Deftones, but it's also very Deftones too. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
All right. Well, I suppose we can wrap this bitch up since it's been
Finally.
I know, a long time. But I will say, for those that have been bothering to listen, if you're listening again, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
We're-
Sorry it took so long.
Yeah.
Nick is a slacker.
What the fuck ever. I don't know how many times you're like, oh, we're sick again.
Yeah, this just
oh,
happened.
I have a hangnail. Can't do it.
We're still doing this. It's just we haven't been getting together as much.
Right.
Life is getting kind of crazy lately.
I will say, though, that since we've started doing this thing a little over a year ago, we have we're in like 20 different countries now, which is pretty crazy.
I thought it was 50.
No, country. So lots of different cities all over the world.
Oh, okay.
But we've hit every continent except Antarctica, because penguins don't really.
Come on,
frequent.
Antarctica.
Yeah, penguins got to get their shit together. And Africa.
Come on,
But-
Africa.
Need to play some Toto. But like recently, we were looking at this earlier. There's places I can't even pronounce on here, but like all this, I can definitely pronounce Ho Chi Minh City. Right, that was this week. We ended up getting played in Vietnam, recently in Azerbaijan. A while back, we got a couple in Iran.
Oh,
Probably not super popular there.
yeah. I don't know if they're around anymore listening.
Yeah.
Probably not.
It's the best podcast out there. Still doing strong in Germany.
That's
recently.
our number one now is
Yeah.
Germany, right? They took
Yeah.
over. Good job, guys.
Dankeschön,
Whoever you are, we keep asking
Deutschland.
you to
Yeah.
let us know who you are, but you're not telling us.
I love your beer.
Been getting some love in Australia, in Spain,
Down
Brazil, Turkey, Ukraine, all over the place. So it's kind of cool. What's really interesting to me too is when people are like, "Hey, it's March. I'm going to listen to your Christmas episode."
Oh, yeah.
Or like your Halloween
Well, it's
stuff.
probably because they miss us so much that they just have to go back and re-listen to stuff, right?
Probably not.
I know.
But as always, we appreciate you guys listening. Don't hesitate to shoot us a message on the Instagrams or the Facebook or any of that kind of crap.
And our website's still up and running, isn't it?
Yeah, I have not updated that thing in a long time. That's my bad. But as always, again, this is Nick
And Roger.
and our good friend.
Mike.
Right. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate you coming and hanging out, talking some tunes with us as always. And as always,
Thank
please.
you for stopping by.
Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, we covered that part. I was going to say,
I just had to say it. I always say it at the end of the episode. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm glad we got that out of the
Stay
way.
classy, San Diego.
Just shut up. Most importantly, keep adding to your soundtrack. Okay? We'll come at you soon with another episode. You guys take it easy.